Look, isn't it the cutest little sweet pea you've ever seen? Hey y'all, welcome back to the Hebert house. This is our 6-week pregnancy update. Wow. Before I get into our 6-week update, which is very full of a lot of stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up at the end if you enjoyed it. We are still at the very beginning of our pregnancy. If you've been traveling along with us while we were trying to conceive and after our loss, then you definitely want to make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. So go ahead and do that, and let's get into it, because this is kind of a lot of stuff that's happened this week. So this is our 6-week update. And as I told you last week in that video, and I'm going to link all of the videos from previous weeks down below, but I told you last week that we were having some spotting, and I was just feeling very sad and just like scared, and really a lot of that did not change this week until yesterday. So I'm going to tell you guys why. So she had told us at the end of week 5 that if we continued to spot through the weekend, to call her on Monday and we would come in for an early ultrasound, which I did continue to spot through the weekend. And I was just having some back pains. So I called her on Monday and we did go in for our first ultrasound. And it was a roller coaster. It was good and it was bad. Well, okay, yeah, I'll say it's bad. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there. I am not going to put up with the mean comments. I got a couple in my last video about just being appreciative of being pregnant and that I shouldn't be scared and I should just, you know, be appreciative. And I don't know, like, it's just not hard to stomach those comments because they don't know me. But at the same time, I am appreciative. I am very appreciative of this pregnancy. I'm very excited about having the chance to have this rainbow baby. So with that being said, I know that I'll get some nasty comments for some of the things that I'm going to say here, and that's okay. I'll probably just delete them, or you could just not waste your time. Either way is fine. But so I'm going to say, yes, we had a good and bad ultrasound. So we went in, because of the spotting, we had our early ultrasound, and my suspicions were right. I was pregnant with twins. I knew it. I had a feeling the HCG numbers have been super high. I just knew. Like, I just knew from the get-go that I was pregnant with twins. We had been asking God for twins, and I just knew it. So as we go into the ultrasound, she wouldn't let us record anything, so I don't have any video for you guys, but I couldn't see the screen. I could tell that everything was okay, because I could see Kevin's face and he was smiling, so I knew that he saw a heartbeat. And so she finally turned it towards me, let us hear the heartbeat, which was slow. So I didn't hear it immediately, but Kevin did, that it was slow. But still the baby had a heartbeat. So that was good news. But as she kept turning, I saw the second sac. And I asked her, I was like, is that another sac? Is there 1 or 2? And she said, unfortunately, there's only 1. There is a sac for 2, and it looks like, you know, that you were to have twins, but it doesn't look like one of them starting developing properly. So we did have 2 sacs, only 1 baby. Which this is probably the part where I'll get some hate mail on, because obviously it sounds like I'm not happy with just 1. Which I am. I'm so incredibly happy to have any children that God blesses me with. But I'm still sad. And I can still be sad because I still feel like there was a loss there. Whether I knew that child or not, whether it was 5 weeks, 20 weeks, 40 weeks, there's still a loss there. And so I was still taken back a little bit by that and just a little sad. I wouldn't say devastated, but I was definitely sad. And so then we went into the room to meet with the doctor, and we had to see a PA because my doctor is still on vacation. And so we met with her. She did confirm what I had figured, was that they did think that there was 2, that we had lost 1, and that's what the spotting had come from, and that you know, it may just continue while that was dissolving. And so we had talked a little bit, and then I asked her about the heart rate, which she was all like peppy and like, oh yeah, everything looks great with the baby. Oh yeah, everything's perfect. And I was like, well, this heart rate sounded a little slow to us. Did you take a look at that? And Ashley flips over and sees that the heart rate was only 99. Like her face dropped a little bit. And I was just like, great. And she's like, well, that is low. She's like, so I guess I'm just going to caution you to be cautiously optimistic, basically. I don't remember the exact words she said, but she said, it could be fine or it could be an indicator. It's exactly how she put it, which meaning it could be an indicator of miscarriage. So I made it through that appointment. I cried, like I definitely cried, but I made it through that appointment until we got outside, and then I just lost it. It was just a hard pill to swallow, because while we had one baby that I was still grateful and hopeful for, 1, I knew we had already lost one. 2, I knew we were still spotting. And 3, I knew that the other baby had a low heart rate, which we were just 5 weeks, 6 days. So like we were so incredibly early. The baby's heartbeat had probably just started beating. But, you know, we just did a lot of praying, reached out to all of our family, did a lot of praying, did a lot of, you know, just searching for him in the moment, asking him to please, you know, hold on to the baby that we still had and allow us to keep that baby. And they said that I still needed to be in the bed, just resting and trying to keep my feet up. And they were gonna get me to come back in a week for another appointment to check on the baby to see if the heart rate increased. So that was on Monday. Fast forward to Wednesday, I had not been spotting since Tuesday. I thought maybe it was just over. Wednesday afternoon I started spotting. Wednesday night I started bleeding. And sorry if this is TMI, but this is a pregnancy update. I sound very mean. I'm not a mean person, y'all. I'm really not. Like, I just want to be so incredibly transparent and just forthcoming, because I know that there are other moms that are going through this exact same thing, that have lost a baby before, and they are just in this like pregnancy where everything is scary. Everything is scary. Everything, every pain, everything just makes you kind of like, what do I do? So I don't want to sound like I'm cold, because I'm not. I'm trying not to be incredibly emotional in this video, because I'm an ugly crier. But I mean, it's easier for me just to be matter of fact with you guys than to be overly emotional. So Wednesday night, I say that and then I'm probably gonna cry. Wednesday night, I started bleeding very heavily, like a period blood, like a cycle. And I also started hurting very badly in my back and in my lower abdominal area. And I was sure that we had lost the other baby. Like, I was 100% sure. I didn't think there was any way the baby could still be in there. I didn't think there was any way the baby could survive. I knew what I was feeling, and I just felt hopelessness, like just hopelessness. That's what I felt. And my friend Megan, who was just like this pillar of positivity in my life, and Kevin, both were just like, you have to stay positive. You have to stay positive. You can't think like that. It's your mind trying to trick your heart. You need to go to God. You need to reach to God. And so I did. I just reached out to him and said, God, I don't know what else I can do. There isn't anything I can do. I'm so scared. If there's any way that this is still what you want for us, please let this baby be okay. And so I called the doctor while I was bleeding, and they asked us to come in at 8 in the morning. So we got there Thursday morning and went in for the ultrasound, and there was a heartbeat still. And it was stronger than it was on Monday. So from Monday to Thursday, it had increased from 99 up to 122, I think, or 123. And so it was higher. The baby was measuring fine. They said that the baby looked great. It was still high up in the uterus. The other sac was still there. And so, yeah, everything was okay. And on our way to the hospital, we had heard the song Fear is a Liar. And if you haven't heard that song, I'm going to link it down below, because it is just an incredible song that just reminds me daily to put my faith over fear. And while I struggle with it, sometimes, all the time, it's just a good reminder that he's got this, and he knows what's going on, and he's got a plan. So We did hear that into the hospital, and fear was a liar. Like, I had not lost my baby. I was still pregnant. The CA did an exam and said everything looks good, that it's probably just bleeding from the second sac from the twin, and that it could continue as long as it takes for my body to process that. So as of right now, we are still good. We go back on the 13th of September, so in about a week and a half, to see my doctor who's been out of town, and we're just gonna stay positive. I feel better after seeing the baby again and knowing the heart rate had gone up and it was growing. I would be lying if I told you that I felt safe. I don't think I feel safe yet in the pregnancy, but I'm happy. I'm excited, and honestly I felt like some of that like separation I was feeling before kind of came down after seeing the baby the second time. And I kind of allowed myself to feel a little more, think about, you know, like a baby shower theme I was talking to my best friend Cherie about, or, you know, someone had sent me a sweet little crown for a baby girl that had like rainbow colored roses for a rainbow baby. Finally allowing myself to kind of look at some of that stuff, because I hadn't yet, just because I was struggling with connecting and just letting go of my fear. So I'll say this, and it is so much easier said than done, but I'm just trying to remind myself every moment to have faith over fear. Faith over fear, faith over fear, because living in fear is not a way to live. So I'm working really hard on that. That's actually like all the craziness that's went on this week. I will show you some pictures of the baby. Of course, they don't look like anything right now, but this is the first one. It's a little CP looking thing. It's just so tiny, and that was at 5 weeks, 6 days. And then we did go back at 6 weeks, and you can kind of see here the baby here, and then this was the twin sac, but this is the baby, and it had grown. It was measuring good, and heart rate was good. So I'm definitely feeling a lot closer now to the baby. So that's the update. I'm looking down at my little notepad to make sure I didn't miss anything. I was going to tell you my symptoms this week. I have definitely had more morning sickness or all day sickness. Mostly it's if I've gone a long time without eating, but other than that, it's actually been pretty good. The way I've kind of waved it in the mornings, I found some Simple Truth from Kroger waffles that do not have folic acid in them, and so as soon as I wake up, I eat one of those and have some lemonade, and that takes care of like the first morning sickness. And then I am having just a little tenderness, still not a whole lot. I'm still not exhausted, but it's also probably because I'm still on bed rest. Like, I'm not doing anything to be exhausted other than sitting on my butt. So, but I think the biggest symptom is that I'm just so broken out. Like, I don't know if y'all can see this. Like, it's everywhere, and I'm not one to break out. Like, I'm really not. I may have like 1 or 2 when Aunt Flo comes into town, but it is like really bad and it's painful. So I'm wondering if that means it's a girl, because you know they say if it's a girl that they usually steal their mama's beauty. So we'll see. And also a friend of mine said that with the baby being on this side, which I think she said was like the left side, that it also could mean it's a girl. So we'll see. Either way, I'm completely content. So I think that's all that I really have for the 6-week update. I know that it's a lot, like a lot has happened in this week. So that's it for our 6-week update. We are trying to stay hopeful and trying to stay faithful. We do go back in a couple weeks, and so we are going to be excited to see the baby again. From there, I will be 8 weeks when we go back. And then as long as everything's okay at 12 weeks, they will go ahead and put a stitch in my cervix at 13 weeks, just to try to discourage any preterm labor like I had with Everett. So a couple things coming forward. Thank you guys so much for reaching out to me, for checking on me, for sending me encouraging words after my video last week. Other than the couple of like just kind of comments, everyone was so incredibly grateful. Like, y'all are, I just have like the best people in my life that have found this channel, found me on Instagram, and just have like been so sweet. So I would love for you guys to keep praying for us. I would love for you, if you have any questions about trying to conceive or you know, pregnancy updates, if you have any questions about anything I covered in this video or another one, comment me down here or DM me on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram right here because I share a lot of my updates throughout the week there. So I would love for you to join us there, and I'll be excited to give you our update. Our update next week is going to be our 7-week update. So just plowing along. So thank you guys so much for checking in with us, and I hope y'all have a great day. God bless.